everything you need to know about Julius Caesar, Act 2, Scene 4. This is actually kind of a strange scene. You have a side street in Rome, and Brutus's wife Portia is there, but it's super early in the morning, and if you remember from 2 scenes earlier, she'd had this in-depth argument with her husband Brutus, who ended up leaving without telling her exactly what was going on. Well, here we have a scene where she's having to send her servant to find out what's going on at the Capitol. If you remember that other scene, Portia tried to make it seem like she was strong. She had stabbed herself in the thigh to show that she could keep a secret. But now we see her as kind of weak. And again, think about the culture. We can't impose our current cultural ideas on what was happening when Shakespeare wrote this play, and especially even when this was happening in Rome, where women were viewed differently than we view them in our culture today. So we have another part of the street. Portia and her servant Lucius are there, right? She says, "I prithee, boy, run to the Senate house. Stay not to answer me, but get thee gone. Why dost thou stay?" So she's like commanding him to leave, to go to the Senate house. Don't even answer her, just run. And then he doesn't run right away. And so she's like, "Why haven't you left?" Well, he says, "Well, to know my errand, madam." "Well, what do you want me to do there? Just go there?" Here's what she tells him to do. "I would have had thee there and here again, ere or before I can tell you what you should do there." In other words, I want you there and back before I could even really explain it. Then she goes into this kind of a self-talk here. "O constancy," which is like a firmness of her mind. She wants to be strong by my side. "Set a huge mountain between my heart and tongue." In other words, what I feel inside, like the fear I'm feeling, don't let it actually come out. "How hard it is for, I have a man's mind, but a woman's might." So my mind thinks like a man, but my strength is like a woman. So again, there's some inherent sexism here with Shakespeare about the power, the constitution of a woman. So she, in this morning, she can't force herself to go to the Capitol herself. She doesn't have the strength to do so. How hard it is for women to keep counsel. How hard it is for us to keep secrets. "Are you there yet?" Of course he's not there yet. He says, "Madame, what should I do? Run to the Capitol and nothing else, and so return to you and nothing else?" So she's kind of confused and giving confusing directions to him. He's like, "I don't know what I'm supposed to do there." So here's what she says. "Yes, bring me word, boy, if thy lord looks well." Does Brutus look okay? "For he went sickly forth," which we know she knows he wasn't sick, but she has to give an excuse for what he's going to do when he gets there. "And take good note what Caesar doth, and what suitors press to him. Who's around Caesar? What's going on? Hark, boy, what noise is that?" "I hear none, madam." So she thinks she's hearing something, and he doesn't hear anything. She says, "Prithee, listen well. Please listen well. I heard a bustling rumor like a fray." I heard something going down like a fight. And the wind brings it from the Capitol. So she knows something's going to happen today in the Capitol. She knows Brutus has been acting weird. She knows that these strange men have come in secret to talk to him. So she knows Brutus is involved with something serious going down. She doesn't know necessarily what it is, but that it involves Caesar and that perhaps something's going to happen to him. "Lucius, sooth, madam, I hear nothing." The soothsayer now comes in. So remember, this is right before the actual assassination in the next act, and the soothsayer earlier warned Caesar about today. So he is now showing up again in the play. Think of just the suspense of that. Here's a person that's going to warn Caesar as to what's coming. So she says, "Come hither, fellow. Which way hast thou been?" So she calls over the soothsayer, the fortune teller. "At mine own house, good lady." So he's coming from his house. "What is it o'clock? What time is it?" "About the 9th hour, lady." So 9 in the morning. Portia says, "Is Caesar gone yet to Capitol?" In other words, is he gone? Because they go to the Capitol to hear petitions and talk in the Senate and all that stuff to run the government. Soothsayer says, "Madam, not yet. I go to take my stand to see him pass onto the Capitol." So he's going to go stand by the way where Caesar's going to pass. "Thou hast some suit." Again, it's a petition. It's this idea where you present your petitions to members of the government and then they go discuss it. "You have a suit for Caesar, don't you?" He says, "That I have, lady. If it will please Caesar to be so good to Caesar as to hear to me, I shall beseech him to befriend himself." In other words, If he listens to me, it's for his own good, and he's doing himself a favor. Why knowest thou any harms intended towards him? Okay, because she's suspicious, right, that something's going to happen. So do you know about something? None that I know will be, much that I fear may chance. Okay, because he's a fortune teller, so he thinks he knows something bad's going to go down. Good morrow to you. Here the street is narrow. The throng or big group of people that follow Caesar at the heels of senators, of praetors, common suitors, will crowd a feeble man almost to death. I got to go where there's a little more space. I get me to a place more void or empty, and there speak to great Caesar as he comes along. He leaves. So that's his plan. He's going to go stand in the way and try to intercept Caesar and warn him about impending doom. So that is to, again, build suspense. Portia says, I must go in. Ay me, how weak a thing the heart of woman is. So it's interesting contrast with how strong she portrayed herself in the previous scene, but now her weakness is coming through. O Brutus, the heavens speed thee in thine enterprise. In other words, may the gods be with you in what you're going to do. Sure, the boy heard me, so he had gone. Brutus hath the suit that Caesar will not grant. In other words, Brutus is going to do something, and Caesar's not going to just take it, right? So if he is attacked, he's going to fight. If he tries to change something, he's going to resist. Oh, I grow faint. Run, Lucius, and commend me to my lord. In other words, tell him to think of me. Say I am merry. Come to me again and bring me word what he doth say to thee. So just go tell him what's happening and tell him I love him and bring back word as to what's going down. For some reason, she just can't get there herself. Not that she'd be allowed in, right? Because this is a society that's ruled by men, and women have a lesser place, almost like property. Even though the discussions between Caesar and Calpurnia and Brutus and Portia show they do have some teeth with their husbands, but in both cases, their husbands kind of blew them off. That sets the stage for the assassination in Act 3. So let's go there next. If you have any questions, comments, you can put them down below. Thanks for watching and liking and subscribing and sharing and being as awesome as you are.